Hello again, Reggie Moon with Eclipse USA Realty. Today I'm talking briefly to buyers. What is the sequence for buying a home? Here we go. First step, start with a mortgage broker. Don't go to a big fat bank and don't try to get your score online for reasons that are very complicated. I'll tell you, it's a gigantic waste of time and your scores that come in are not always accurate. Start with a mortgage broker that can tell you your score and tell you what you can afford. Based on your debt to income ratio and the type of loan you're getting, they will tell you both. Very important steps. Your credit score, what can you afford? Now that you know what payment you can afford, now you need to know what kind of house, what kind of price point am I looking at? Here's a quick snapshot. A $100,000 house, just do 100 times 7. 100 times 7 is 700. That's the best way to figure out your payment. In that example, it's $700 a month. Do the math. 7 times 120,000. 7 times 120 is 840. So that's a great way to figure out about what you can afford. So after you've done that, now we're looking at houses. We're looking in the price points that you can afford. We're going either online, finding an agent, calling an agent. Here's what you want to do very first is find an agent that will answer their phone. I know that sounds silly, but most agents don't. God bless them, they're either working other jobs or they're letting their voicemail be their automated attendant. So find an agent that will do two things. Answer their phone and be engaged with you throughout the process. And by that, I mean send you properties that fit your criteria. Also, their availability is very important as far as showing you properties. Now you're on to the next step where the agent is showing you properties. You've already been approved and you know what you can afford and you've chosen an agent that is engaged. As you're looking at properties, you're going to be asking your agent or broker, what am I looking at in this house? What am I looking for? What are the pitfalls? Tell me what I don't even know to ask. That kind of agent should be saying, hey, I know you like the house, but let me show you a couple things about it that aren't really that great. That's the kind of agent you want. After that, once you find a house and you want to write an offer on it, the next big step is find out, will it appraise for what it's listed for? If it's a $150,000 house, after you decide you like it and you want to write an offer, hey, the next question is, will it appraise for 150? I mean, they may have it at 150,000 and you may say, wow, I'll give them 150. You could be in a $130,000 neighborhood. That matters because if your appraisal comes in low, it will break the deal. And by then you will have already spent the money on your inspection. You won't lose your earnest money, but it could really bring about a very long and drawn out process. So that piece right there, is the house worth what it's listed for? Big piece. A lot of agents miss it. After you get the house under contract, your due diligence period begins, and that's when you inspect. You decide if you still want the house. If there's problems with the house, the seller and buyer will come to an agreement. If you come to an agreement on the repairs, you move on, and the next phase is the appraisal phase. All this is happening while you're going through the lending process with your lender. After it appraises right, you typically close about a week later. That's it, start to finish, how to buy a house. Call me with any questions. It's Reggie Moon. The number is 404-ECLIPSE. That is also our website. Thanks.
Call or click 404 Eclipse.